as much as we know that with men and women, it's quite different when it comes to dating. Tina, as we grow, I don't want to say older, but mature. As the years go by,
aging like fine wine.
As we grow finer, wiser, and maturer, hey, bayabancipha abafana. You know what I'm saying?
I was actually about to ask you that.
But bona, as they grow,
they date
younger. And then that's when they become in demand.
I was like, okay, but back to rewind. I wanted you bringing up something that I wanted to ask you. What makes them in terms of, because when you were 25, you said you wouldn't be with someone with a child. Now you're 30, you feel like you have to accept people with kids.
Also, you're wrong.
Okay, then why do you feel like the older you get, the less opportunity or options you have?
Yeah, but I think it goes back to what society has created or has made relationships to look like. You get what I'm saying? You know?
Yeah.
So I think once, as our age, women, as we grow, men are gonna be like,
why do you feel like it will expire? That a guy actually said that
to me.
A guy actually said that to me. So I was like, I'm getting old, and he's like, so? Because you know how like for them it's a so, and I'm like, the kids, the babies, and then he's like, let's take the baby equation out. No. If you're gonna have kids, you're gonna have kids.
Yeah.
Stop making that like your because by the age of 35,
I must have.
There's a higher risk than none. Why do you feel like at 35 you can't get it? And I'm like, well, I'm not going to be in the streets and,
Society.
And then he's like, but no, you've got as much options or opportunities as we have. And I'm like...
but also remember, men want to be with people that they can manipulate.
Yeah, that's what they go for younger.
Emotionally and mentally.
Powerful, stronger.
So we're now independent, as okula,
yes.
And independent, you work for your own money.
So
because you have your own money, you're all good.
Yeah.
Like
he's just the cherry on the top.
You get what I'm saying? And I was manipulating as the younger girls. So now younger girls are vulnerable. Younger girls are naive. So the gents will be like, kwaba. You know?
Very true.
Because when now matured women, you know. In fact, why are you questioning my moves? What? In fact, no.
So
no. Why clever?
So because she's in a vulnerable spot and she needs him, she'll give him more passes than us. Where it's like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they get away with more when they're dealing with younger girls than they would with.
Alright, because the younger me and
it's not the same.
Not the same.
It's not the same.
You're right.
So I think it's that whole thing. And then Nabonetla, when gents grow older, it's girls like older men. He's matured. He has it all figured out. He has not. Out anything.
Age is nothing with men.
Age
it just depends on the
especially
person.
For one, age is nothing but a number.
Usilemo actually. Usuke game field
Exactly.
Actually more.
18 area.
18 area. It's even more dangerous when he's older.
But it's your.
But when you're younger, you always feel like there's no formula.
I got formula, you never know.
It just happens.
Because sometimes you can meet a 50-year-old and you meet a 25-year-old ukona. So it's really not about age in most cases, but also it goes back to the thing of what the society has built or has made. It ends a template of how things are supposed to be. But also if you ask it shouldn't be hard.
I know what I want and it's hard.
I mean, it's easy for you to eliminate.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's easy for me to eliminate.
It's easy for you to and not to stick around for Then not knowing about if you don't know what you want, you are much more prone to stick
You blow the wind.
Yeah, to stick to into ongayaziyo because now you're not sure about now from that relationship.
So yeah, when all your elders give you advice, it's because they know. It's not because they're trying to control you.
No, we're not. I always try to. We're not, guys.
We're not trying to control
It's because like we don't want you to go through what we went through or what we've seen. So I try as much as I can, like the younger ones, like to protect them. I've got a younger sister who's 7 years younger than me. And
is she open about that dating?
She is, but I think she finds me more stricter than our mother. So she would have these conversations with my mom than she would with me.
Oh wow!
I know.
My siblings, I'm also the youngest. I do not talk about dating with them at all. Actually, now the one guy that they know about, it's the first guy that they ever heard me talk about or post or because I've always felt like, hey, but they're just gonna restrain me or they're just gonna judge me and I've always been afraid to reveal hey guys, I'm in the dating world now, or I've always given them that innocent front, or let's just not discuss that. We can talk about everything else about
but
adulting,
not that.
but not dating. But yeah, but doing that actually.
I get you.
I actually do need the advice.
I feel at times I look at him like, I wish I had an older sister. I've got an older brother, right? But like I wish I had an older sister. But also not cool because my mother is very chilled. My mother is very open. Like she is also that older sister, so it made things a bit easier. Even if I don't go into depth or like with what's going on in my life with my mom, but if I'm in something, then she's gotta know. Okay. At least give her a heads up.
That's nice.
Listen, I'm in this situation, or this is what's going on, or whatever. I think this is why my sister also goes to mom than she would with me. Yeah. She talks with my mom with these things or whatever.
But you always give her, they bad, leave them. Does she see her as a negative Nancy?
I think so. I think so because once you bang, I'm gone. Once you bang,
there's a fine line though, because we had that discussion where I was also just like, I always threaten, I'm gonna leave you.
Oh, but also,
until I get married one day, then I can't.
You get what I'm saying? Exactly. Because as we grow, we as born where our people would deem as being toxic. Because I think behavior, it is toxic. For example, if you like someone and you see your relationship or whatever and you guys have a disagreement and then the first thing that comes to your mind is juices, why don't you want to work things out? Why don't you want to hear out the other person? You get what I'm saying? You like this person, Muslim. You were with it for a reason. So why do you not want to sit down and have a chat when they go sour?
I feel like we just so we just so focused on the fact that I'm
true,
or I want to show them or I can move on, or don't you fuck with me. But at the end of the day, no one wants to be fucked around with.
No,
we just have to, it's almost like you just have to get to a point where I'm just gonna be vulnerable. I'm just gonna let go because I'm trying to control. He is trying to control. It's just gonna be.
In a sense,
you end up losing people when you didn't have to lose them because you want to prove your point. And the type of I'm guilty as well. There's people where you look back and you be like, actually it wasn't that bad, or actually
I could have went.
That.
Yeah, but this is why what I've learned from Gogone is whenever I'm in a situation, I do some self-introspection and I'm like, what are the pros and cons?
And there's pride as well, because it's not like you're gonna go
back.
Like, hey,
one thing about me.
So hey, you were wrong, but you were right.
You were right, but hear me out. Hear me out.
That's also the issue with us.
And that's it.
Remember that video? Where do you land up? Like, not so good for no one because at the end of the day, but if you see with the I still threaten with she.
And also, like, I want to make a point. Okay,
you made your point, and then are you happier?
No.
Are you happier? The way you act now.
Come close. Are you happier? But yeah, it's very, as in Sichone, as now I'm also learning these things. I'm also unlearning the behaviors as when it comes to relationships. I'm learning not being stubborn, because good
Stubborn
times.
is a big one. I feel like we're all stubborn.
I am naturally younger, I'm stubborn across. That's a problem. So it becomes a problem in relationships because that I am at home and with friends, I bring it to a relationship. And remember, a romantic relationship is totally something different.
It's different.
Also, I've got a huge ego.
I'm a friend, so I won't know.
And he hasn't even got
Ego.
But also it's because snatch and fingers, baby.
Okay, wait now.
But also I think I'm much more lenient on my friends and family than I am with men.
Why?
Why?
Because we've always pictured them as very
yeah, and also the thing is,
why do you need a friend more than you need the guy?
No, I'm lenient. I'll be more easy on my people, on my friends. I'll be more easy on you than I would be on a man. Because men must get some roughness in your cock. Men, because of men bad delel. Men are delelaring. So I don't want you to delela me. That's the other thing.
That's what I was saying.
Exactly. I don't want that. And also, we won't know until we try it out. But I don't think as years are going by, we try this body ego anymore. It's a lie. It's the lie for me. And also the whole pride thing. I think everyone is prideful, okay? I think everyone is prideful. I think pride has got a time whereby you can be prideful in certain circumstances, and there are situations whereby you just need to put it aside and deal with the situation. But the dating man, it's hectic. I think it's true when people say in your 20s, that's when you are trying to figure out things. You don't have it figured out.
My 20s are finishing, bro.
You see, this is why if you are in your 20s and you settled in your early 20s, mid 20s, or now you're gravitating towards settling during your late 20s, then you're blessed, you are lucky. That's great. You get what I'm saying? But in most cases, we are still trying to figure it out, whether it's careers, whether it's our love lives, whether it's whatever. We're just trying to see but yeah, relationships with your
but outside of relationships, to your point, I almost feel like in your life you're always learning, you're always growing, you're always discovering. And if we always, or society has taught us but by 30 you should have it figured out. But by this age you should know. Why don't you know? Until you meet, because we're in our late 20s, obviously we're dating people in our 30s, mid 30s.
Hence, there's this other meme as well, able to banana, and to take age out of the equation. In whatever that you're doing, remove the age, because the pressure up by 25 I thought I would have a car. I'll be living in my own mansion way. First of all, okay, you are 25 in the mansion. Meanwhile, you had time in school in your varsity, and then you had your entry job. Mention people by 25. So I think we also pressurize ourselves as well, because also we do get influenced by what's happening around us at times as well, whereby we also forget, as much as ungazama by all means for you to not, because naturally who peer pressure for me, that has got nothing on me. Didn't bulletproof for that thing. Peer pressure does not work, has never and will never work on me. But in general, man, and then you're like, yeah, we are the same age, Mercedes Benz.
But guys, you must remember, we come from separate backgrounds.
Exactly.
We've got different advantages or disadvantages. I could be a politician's child.
Yeah. Yep.
Already we are just on a different level.
You are way ahead.
I'm way ahead of you.
Way ahead of you.
When I'm in varsity already, I know when I leave here where I'm going.
You're sorted.
Yes, there's a job already waiting for me. Or because my parents are networking in that politician realm. Oh no, in our internship from Tanako, when they're done, they can come in here. Everything is already planned out for you. Whereas some people have to start the networking. Your daddy's done the networking versus you having to do the networking. It's different already. And we forget that. Girl online wearing brands galore. But you forget to question or to be like, hey, Yazin, but I don't know what advantage she might have had to get to that point.
And also, when you still need to take care of home.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You need to take care of home because and then now you're done. Maybe you've got that better job. You know what I'm saying? Because of the education that you have, and then now you need to take care of home. So you honestly cannot. So the pressures that Tina sing about is pressure in all aspects of our lives, and back to relationships, the pressure that people put on the relationships, it's scary.
What pressure is in more the social media?
The expectations that you now what you see on social media. That's what you want your partner to do.
Yeah. Sure.
And it's not like that, guys. Please, man, don't do that.
It's not.
Don't do it.
And I won't lie in terms
it's
of
unfair.
Because I grew up in the bubble that I grew up in, I've never seen my parents fighting. I've never known that there's anything wrong that's happening in the background. But with age or with growing up, my mom has then disclosed, hey, yes, we went through this. Hey, yes, we went through that. Then I'm like, hey, how did that girl even stay there? Like, how dare you? How dare you? Then, unfortunately, it's being transferred into my reality where the minute I have an argument, it's like, he's not for me. How dare because I've never seen that side of a relationship.
Exactly. That's me too, ne? My mother never got married. But the thing is, ne, I've always went back to a thing of men who are disrespectful. I always look at them and be like, because first of all, I am respected. My father respects me. My dad, the man that created, was part of creating me, respects me. My uncles, they worship the ground that I walk on. My brother loves and respects me. And then I'm going to meet you. And then I'm going to accept that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's
so
a valid point.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? So Ekaya, I look at these boys and I'm like, yo, do you know the amount of love that I received, Ekaya? Do you know the amount of love that I get from home? Do you know the amount of love that, and the Kulislay, for you to disrespect me? So, Ndinento to reference on when it comes to how men treat me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, these people still respect me. I'm like, I'm a very young girl compared to their ages. But for a man, engamazi from a bar of soap to
but that's understandable. I don't fault you on that. But Jay, I'm just talking about unrealistic in relationships. Once when he fights, or I see that angry side of him. I'm not an angry person.
Yeah.
Yes, things get to me, but I can quickly get past the anger thing because there was never anger in the household. I will hold on to something or be angry. Then I'm like,
and also you don't know how to deal with
it.
It's fine. And you also don't know. I don't know how to deal with it.
That's a good point.
I don't know
how to deal with it. I'm one to, if I'm not happy with something or if I see something wrong, I don't mind confrontation. I really don't mind the confrontation. But the minute where I've confronted something and maybe in my mind didn't play out the way I wanted it to, then it's like, bee-bomb, bee-bomb, bee-bomb. But I forget it's at the end of the day how I manage with conflict and how the next person.
It's totally different.
It's different. Yes, we can teach each other.
How about
this? But Kanji, it's almost like I don't even give it a chance to get to that.
I think effective communication is very important.
It is.
It's very important, especially if it's someone that you see yourself with for a very long time. I think you should communicate. But shame, as you said, you're not confrontational, you don't know how to deal with drama. I don't too. I hate conflict. And you conflict.
But it's part of life.
And
that's the
soon
thing.
ndiyenza. It's part of it. Mayenza naturally. Let it happen naturally. Suyenza. Don't create it. So these are, don't create it for the sake of ukwenza a relationship interesting for your own benefit.
That's toxic.
Don't want me to be toxic because if me being toxic, it's gonna make you happy. I'm not a toxic person.
How do you be happy with the fights?
It's because uyantanda. Oh, uyakhalaza. They're complaining because they love me. Oh, uyakhalaza, I'm not answering her texts or calls because that shows uyantanda.
Toxic.
Don't do it. It's not cute. It's not cute. I hate it. Yeah, but that's why I'm saying abantu eventually bafuna ukujika for you to be a person that you're not. Because if I'm not a toxic person, then now you want me to be toxic. I'm not me anymore. Which is very unfair.
You shouldn't become what you're not.
Exactly.
You shouldn't.
So guys, way to just prepare yourself for anything when it comes to relationships, because relationships are not complicated. People are complicated.
We do.
Yeah, so now things become complicated because of people. So what I also want to touch on, I think this will be the last point. I remember watching live Gorgeous Mbali.
Okay, yeah.
And she was talking about building like yourself like individually within a relationship. Individualism within a relationship. She did not put it like that, but it's like that. So she said the thing of, I'm a go-getters one side, okay? And by that, she said, queer relationship, do not be a cheerleader. So what she meant was, if one partner wants a certain thing or is working on something, don't forget about your dreams and drop everything yako and focus
Women
on
do
the
that
next.
a lot.
Oh, Nina.
We've been taught to do that. Oh, he's moving to another province.
We need to unlearn ezinto zethu.
Because he sorry, but I feel like men don't reciprocate that. The minute I'm now gonna be the boss bitch, it's like, ay boo.
And one thing about
but
men,
when he wants to be the boss babe, it's like, yes, boss babe.
And one thing about men is like they know their worth, and they do not compromise.
But also, like I always actually think of that because I actually wish I was as selfish
as men,
but nothing would work.
Yeah, but let me tell you again.
It's almost like God created us
to be.
I
think this is why
it
goes back to the earlier on that men providers naturally, and they're supposed to love you naturally, and Tina in return we're meant to submit and respect.
Yeah.
But also a mistake here about men again is they want us to submit. No, you can't be a nonsensical person and want me to submit to you. What am I submitting to, sir? To your stupid behavior?
There's a part more than
exactly
a submission of good settling pan.
I think it concept they do not get it. But no submission. Are you providing? Do you love me?
Are you respecting me?
Are you respecting me? Are you committed? Are you loyal? What
are your words and your actions living up?
What am I submitting to? Because for one, I don't mind submitting. Submission,
I don't mind. It happens naturally. And submitting is not so we
don't even tell me how to submit. You must submit. So wrong. Go.
You're power hungry. So bony power, man. Yes, it's a power struggle now.
Authority which is very wrong. But going back to Lena's Gambali. So she said, women, we tend to forget about Tina, ourselves, we forget about our goals or whatever, and we focus and fuel the other person. You know what I'm saying? So this is why in most cases, you know that, I know that, we know that. Instances take place whereby the other person becomes successful, that they were working on, and then they leave you. They were like, bye. Why? Because when we cheerleader, right? Supportive there. Sharp, do it, baby. Do it.
You're like, it's our
my love, do it. Your love does it. And your love goes out. Where's that circle
Where's
that circle? My love meets umdu or ambitious or goal driven. who is hungry for its success and working very hard on it. And then my life was like, yeah, that one.
My level.
Mm-mm.
My
One.
size.
And then the only thing that you have when is that after all
I was
I've
there
done for
for
you, I've been there for you. How about we both build our empires? Build your empire, I build my own empire. We support each other mutually nje, and then sidibani's empires zethu, like say understand basenza ntoni. You know what I'm saying? If umuntu kwi-relationship ulahle iitshomi zakhe, ooh girls, unyanibhora nina, yo females bore me. Umuntu uzongena kwi-relationship alahle iitshomi zakhe. So silibele ngoku because when you're in a relationship, everything that you do with this jet.
Oh, Bobby this, Bobby
Oh
that.
no, andizokwazi ukuya kwi-matches with you anymore because I need to. Okay, and then because iwari yam is that uBobby xa kushilo uzawubuyela kum. Iwari yam ke ngoku even more uzawubuya ndingekho because andizohlalela loo nto as a friend. So what women do is abayazi individualism within a relationship.
You live for the person.
Where we are nurturers by nature. But be selfish for yourself. Be selfish for you. Now, at the end of the day, now at the end of the day, you've got things that you need to do. Be in a relationship, you do things with your partner, great. Because that's the person that you see yourself spending time or the rest of your life with. So, obviously, you will need to do things together.
Yeah.
But make time also to be when. Do the things that you enjoy when I go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because Messi Hamba with the boys.
And boys don't
Because
play.
he won't leave his friends.
The
When
boys
I
will
cut off,
be with
he
the
will have a
boys.
boys' night. When I'm so you're angry. How dare you go out with the boys and leave
as a
me?
man,
Nah. And then it's like, but
As men. And then
exactly. And then you just like
Then
there
what?
hanging like, oh, I left my friends for you. Did he ask you to leave?
he didn't ask you, but because we're now ndwebile, you dropped your everybody. Yonke imizimba wayidropha wena.
The people who helped you become who you are, Vele.
This is what I'm saying now. I'm much more lenient on my friends more than I am with men. Let's say, for example, if I have a disagreement with my friend, I'm much more
Open
to forgive you or want to fix things with you than I would be with a man. Get what I'm saying? I pick my friends over men any day. Any given day. But there are circumstances where if you are chilling go and then a man rings that for my sister, I'm gone. And sometimes this is why you need to know to differentiate is circumstances because there are times whereby you'll be like, if friends pambile, but in daughter pambila.
You need to balance.
You need to balance.
though.
You need to find a balance. It's very important to find a balance.
Because I can't get that ring and then I'll be like, hey, sick for my ex. Then you get, if you're like, okay, we can show friend. But ex now, I am with my friend. My ex is not you're not with your friend. This is the situation. Now, if you understand it, okay, no, friend.
Exactly.
I would say she.
Why? Why am I doing that? Yeah, when I've got friends who are married, and what I like about my friends is the thing of they, even though I'm not married, but still they do make time for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They do make time for me. I'm still the friend that I was before they were married. I can't change it just because I'm not married, it doesn't mean that I'm change as Yoli. I'm still that Yoli that I was before they got married. So they still make time for me. They still spend time with me.
That's good.
They involve me in their things, regardless of me not being married. But I'm still part of their lives. You get what I'm saying?
Nice.
And I've got friends who are in stable relationships, still part of their lives, fully, regardless of me, whatever.
The single friend.
The single friend, you get what I'm saying? The single friend. But I'm still very much involved in their lives as I was before.
That's nice.
So I don't think that where there are dynamics that may change, but I'll tell you about change your entire life.
Yeah, true.
I don't do that. Don't do that.
Very true.
So sport. But yeah, we're gonna round this off. All we wanna say is Now, personally, I want to talk about personal self.
Yeah.
Personally, and how I have found dating within my 20s, it has been challenging. I think also it might have been challenging for me because I haven't really been open to it that much. You can also look at it that way. I have not really been open up to it that much. But it has been, when I try to, I find it to be quite challenging.
Yeah.
And from what we said from the beginning, dating pools contaminated, pollution everywhere, kubolile, it's kurongo, makala. But I think Nando, to help guide you, it's to know what you are looking for. It's to know what you want. Even though you won't get it, you may not get it, you may get it, you may not get it. But at the end of the day, une guidance, uyazazi. If you know the direction of where you're heading, so you know what you want. So that becomes a bit more easier. But it has been very much interesting. I have meeting different personalities, meeting different people. It has been eye-opening. It has made me to do a self-introspection more than I ever done before, and which is good. It has made me to change and unlearn certain things here and there. But yeah, Shemiona, it hasn't been cute or a nice ride or whatever, but it is what it. No, it's not what it is.
No, it's not the end, girl.
It's not.
It's not.
Child, are you playing?
They're waiting for you. Streets are
Yo, the streets are cold. And send a jacket. And a coat. His streets are cold. Please. But yeah, man. As we also mentioned, by your 20s, it's you not having it all figured out. You are still trying to learn what you want. You're still trying to figure out what's working and what's not working for you. But yeah, just have fun. Whatever that you do, just have fun. And
be patient. Dating
be
for
patient.
Me, the dating world for me hasn't also been easy. It's been a struggle. I think for me, what it's actually... Sorry to do that, because I've always like come out... sometimes you date people and you're like, Maz knows what the lesson was. Because people like to always say in life, no, it happened for a reason. There's a lesson that
maybe you don't
learn. I'm like, fuck that.
What was the reason?
Who said I wanted that lesson? If I was great and he was great, why can't we just be great?
But I'm one who believes I'm very much like into the whole thing of everything happens for a reason.
You do say that
regardless,
a lot.
I do, because I actually really do believe in it. Even if a lesson andiyazi okanye andiyazi kwangoku why it happened, I feel like always, like in the long run, it always pops up about, oh, this is why.
I think that's where I'm not
happened.
Patient.
This is why. I think
that's where I'm just like, because sometimes I feel like, I don't know, do we have to go through that?
I get you.
Like some things could have been avoided, but sometimes in life you're teaching other people lessons. Not always your lesson.
Yes.
Sometimes also their lesson, and you just
via
vessel. Yeah. That's a tough one, being a vessel.
Yeah, and I think it's tough because I was asked that you are being a vessel.
You don't know.
You don't know, and you don't know most things. You get what I'm saying? You don't know these things until it happens, and then you're like, oh, maybe.
But yeah, back to my point. Dating for me has been it's a difficult one, and I think. With time, for me, what the lesson has been is to be patient, and that not everything is perfect. I know that I'm not a perfect individual, but I think I've always expected a relationship to be the perfect thing. Like, oh, everything should be great in this because we love each other. Love is not it's not enough. You have to do the work. You have to sit down and communicate. You have to remember that you're not coming from the same household. Your logic is not his logic or her logic.
Common sense is not always common.
It's not always common. It's a learning curve, and you always have to just be open.
Yeah.
And it's a risk, basically. You making the commitment with someone is you're risking your emotional being to someone. You are giving your heart to someone else, and what they do with it is on them. But you at least have opened up yourself, and you need to be okay with that, and not then take Uti because X did this, Y will do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that's very difficult for us. Once someone's hurt us, we carry it along to the next.
Which is very unfair. It's unfair.
Very unfair.
It's unfair on the next person.
It is, because I've experienced that as well. Because she cheated on him, Nami, everything
you
that
have to
I
go
do
through
is
it.
like I've done it to people, and when you receive on the receiving end, it's not cool.
It's not.
And you need to be ready as well. Like you're not forced to always be in a relationship. You don't always have to be with someone.
That's also the other thing is you don't have to.
You don't have to. If you feel like then don't do it.
Because in the end of a relationship, it's a thing that you feel. It's one of those things that you cannot describe it or put your finger on it, but it's one of those things that you feel about on the rating or to be in a relationship.
I want to do this.
Okay, actually, I don't want to be in a relationship. You know,
it's okay.
And it's okay. You're not forced to be in a relationship. You're not forced not to be in a relationship. But just know that if you are not in a relationship, it's not the end of the world.
It is not. I've also learned that because I've always also felt like I'm looking for the guy. But it's okay to take a break sometimes. Like, sometimes you just go through the motion. You just need to breathe.
But even goes of breaks,
learn about yourself.
Goes of breaks, I feel like that's when, that's when you learn more about yourself and you learn about the things.
About what happened.
What do I really want now?
Yes.
What am I sure? Can we? You do some evaluation kind of thing. What is your breaks in jail?
And ukshayelwa doesn't mean I have to accept him. Guys will always hit on you. Guys will always take the opportunity.
You're beautiful. Come on.
Like, you always have. So don't feel like if you didn't give X a chance, then, what if he was the one? It will happen.
If he was the one, you would have given him a chance.
Yes. And
if he was the one and you did not, then you will.
Yeah, he will come back if he comes back. So, so maybe be a bit, put a little less pressure on yourself when it comes to dating.
Pressure.
We put that pressure of it needs to be the one. Sometimes, you know what, it's about just adolescence. So
definitely.
And age, like you said, remove the age
because
that does put a lot of pressure. But
need to be married by 30. Yeah.
I need to have the one. We need to be in the mansion. It will happen.
Yes, I have you many times. I even forget that there is relationships and dating and whatever. Until my friends get married. And I'm like, oh, love. Love. So beautiful.
Love is beautiful.
Love is beautiful. Nice. Love is so beautiful. And I love love. And I love watching people around me being loved. And I look at my friends and I'm like, damn, I love this for you girls. Because you are deserving of such. You know?
And you too are deserving.
You are too. Everyone is deserving of it. But it also depends if you are ready for it when you want it.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
True.
But everyone, because it's very beautiful. Love is such a beautiful thing to watch or to experience. Love is very, very, very nice, Shem. But don't be pressured to be in a relationship or be married, because I'm telling you, if men be pressured to be married or be in a relationship, I would be married. Because I've got friends. All of my friends, majority of my friends are married. Majority are in stable relationships. So if I was going according to that, then
you'd be booed up.
I would be too. You know what I'm saying? I'll be kwam.
But it
will happen when it's supposed to happen. When it's time for it to happen, it's gonna happen. Just don't pressure yourself. Don't pressure yourself. Don't live according to other people's expectations or how other people are living,
or your parents' expectations. Because the parents ask, so how's it going?
But I don't have pressure from home. That's the other thing.
I also don't have pressure from home.
I think that's also the nicest thing.
Someone said to me, that's surprising. So my mom comes from a background where a single parent.
Yeah.
And then my dad comes from a background where it's romance, married. So, mom, when she met my dad, she was okay. Oh, we just dating, cool.
Okay.
She never had the expectation of, and then until my dad was like, so can we chat? And she's like, you marry me never existed. Then.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, so I was thinking of marrying you. And my mom was like,
Don't
and then he's like, yeah, I want to marry you. She's like, oh, okay, let's do it then. So she does ask me, yes, good how but when I tell her about the streets, go say, yo ma, like I've met someone or I meet people and I give you my number and it's like when you come to my place, and she's like, hi, no, then take your time. Like you don't have to get married, like it's okay. But I want the grandchildren, but it doesn't have to be a marriage.
Hey,
It's weird.
grandchildren.
Like you get raised like, oh, you have kids in marriage, and then until you're older and you're working, it's like, but you can support the child, so if it happens, it's okay. And a mistake happens. I don't want to subscribe to that. Oh, it's difficult.
I think also because I've never forced myself with relationships because of what I've seen. Obviously, my grandmother and whatever was married and whatever. My mother never got married. I've got aunts who are married and some were married. So it's not a thing of I'm not familiar with both sides. I am. But also, I think it's just a thing of I come who's pressurized to do anything. You're not pressured to do jack.
That is nice.
I come to pressure. Males are not pressurized to have wives or have kids. We are not females. Also, we're not even asked when we're getting married or whatever. People ask that it's people from the outside. But ekaya, family, whatever, like no one cares. Like as long as you're happy and you're doing what's suitable for when, then that's good. Like I don't like it. But yeah, the grandkids share my mom. Oh, shame sweet. Oh, share my darling.
My sister she's got 3, so it's like, hey, she's done it for us.
At least your sister. None of my siblings have got kids.
Thank you for doing it for us.
3 of my mother's children do not have children too. No kids. And mind you, he age mates come mom's nabazugulwan. And she doesn't. And she's like, oh no, come on, I'm cat. I'm like,
it comes with a lot, honey.
It's not
like,
just that.
I can have it, but now I need to deal with the daddy.
But also, I'm gonna have the child with who? Who am I having the baby with?
a decent human being at least needs to come by. And I don't want to be, man, nappies,
I'm not,
it's the birthday, come over.
You're wrong on the line.
If I do have a child, God forbid, with someone who's not ready to have a child, I need to at least be 100%.
Yeah, know that you're gonna.
Myself, yes. And then I'll be cherry on top, or if he wants to play a role, great. If he doesn't, it's okay because I've got it.
Yeah, okay, guys, so that's us with dating in our 20s. We probably shared our experience, some of our experiences, in general. But we are hoping and wishing that the 30s will be much more kinder. And also, somebody with 30s number, I think so.
I've got a friend who
was in a
10-year relationship and then in her 30s found a guy and now they're just doing it.
I think so, just to move. I think now what I would say, the best thing in everything, the only thing that I would actually advise you on is move at your own pace. Stay in your damn lane. Stay in your lane. I got traffic, I got car accidents. I got imandla lane. Stay in your lane. Move on your own pace. Don't force things. Don't force things. Just make sure that your things with the universe are aligning. And that's that. Don't live for other people, but live for yourself. As long as you're happy and you're doing what makes you happy.
That's all. Because at the end of the day, it's you and that life.
And that's on per. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and also comment in the box down below. Turn on the notification bell. You can also share your experiences on your views with dating in your 20s, even if you're not 20, maybe you were 20, and how it was for you, and but from me, your girl y'alls, Yoli. So do not forget to connect Instagram. I am Yoli_Mbatu. On Facebook, no Yoli Mbatu. And you have another
you can follow me or not. Zeketelo Wampungose Lady_Gyro GIRO on Instagram. And yeah.
And that's on Patreon. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Bye.